Hello and welcome everyone to the outdoor studio. For once we are not in the broncolor studio but really outside on location, and we are really on location. We are far away from any electricity, and that's why I brought Satos out here in the forest with me, equipped with 2 batteries. The Satos is feeding 3 Picolites, and the Picolites are illuminating this little group of mushrooms down there. And because the object is very small, it's just about like 20 by 20 centimeters, I really wanted to have the same lighting control like in the studio. So that's why the Picolite came with me. The main light, imitating sunlight, is the Picolite up here, equipped with a snoot and narrow honeycomb grids. So this is like a sunlight imitation, a very narrow spot. The camera is on the left side. And because we have here, let's say, green in the shadow, and back there we have the forest as well in the shadow, and I wanted to make sure that we have a clear separation from the object to the also green background. So that's why I set up a contour light coming from the left. These 2 lights have a very limited light angle. That's why the foreground was a little dark, so I wanted to fill in. As a fill-in light, of course, I took something a little softer, which is the Pico box. And if the Pico box was directed straight to this group of mushrooms, everything was a little flat. So that's why I tilted the Pico box a little bit further away, that the fill-in light becomes something like only local, only the foreground is illuminated like this. I'm shooting with a mirrorless full frame camera, 105mm macro lens. The aperture is 11, but we try there as well to do different aperture options. All right, so that's actually all I wanted to say about the setup. I think we are ready to expose. And this looks pretty much the way I want, right? So after shooting the slightly bigger set, these 2 groups of mushrooms, we are now really concentrating on something very, very small, which is this little guy here. Just about, I don't know, 4 or 5 centimeters big. The main light is coming from down here, kind of a sunlight imitation, slightly as a backlight, because I wanted to show the roundings of the cap very nicely. Then the background here was very, very dark, so that's why this needed some additional light. I didn't want to use a backlight here because this would be too shiny, because it's very wet here. So that's why I used something from closer from the camera. It is a Picolite as well, equipped with a Fresnel spot attachment, just illuminating this area as the Fresnel spot is fully focused. The area below the hat didn't get any light, because this one only hits the background. This one creates obviously a shadow, but of course I wanted to show the texture of the stick here a little bit, and additionally I wanted to have a contour light. So that's why I use here the most precise light there is, and I'm illuminating with quite a high power the lower part of the cap, and I'm using first of all the reflections from the lower part of the cap down to this area. At the same time it hits the object directly a little bit, creating a nice contour. The 3 Picolites get their energy from a Satos located on the other side of the setup, equipped with 2 batteries. That is plenty of energy, probably for the full day production. And yeah, we use this here obviously because we are far away from the studio, shooting in the middle of the forest, so we actually brought our highly precise still life tools out on location. The last little detail, but quite important in my eyes, was these leaves that we held here just as a roof basically above the mushroom, because this light on this very even surface looked a little boring, so I wanted to give a little bit more 3-dimensionality play with light and shadow. So that's why I held this here during exposure, made several variations and playing with the shadows a little bit. We are shooting with a 105mm macro lens. Aperture was 11.0.